Well, you change your shirt. Maybe I should change my hat.
So, why are you wearing the same shirt anyway?
Because I'm trying to showcase this shirt.
Okay. Showcase the shirt because sexy leopard print makes you look good, baby.
Yes.
Are you wearing? I notice you're wearing leggings that match. This is kind of a whole bodysuit thing. It's really quite a thing.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Well, I'm the one who has to look at everything that's really tight.
I'm wearing this shirt because it's been created by an artist friend of mine who I'm helping to actually launch a line of shirts with his designs on them.
Yes, you are. And his name is Christopher
Marshall.
Yep. He's really, really talented and has found a way to... you're showcasing his art. What he's showcasing is kind of the Earth's art, is kind of the world's art. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'll let you explain how he creates this, because it's the first time I heard about it, I went, but then you see it and you can't believe that this is what he's found.
Yeah. Well, he combines digital art with found art. Found art's where you find an object and then you turn it into something. A lot of steampunk is considered found art because you're taking old watches and old gears and they put that together to create some jewelry or to create something new out of it. So it's kind of found art piece, then it's remorphed into something.
Yeah, but he doesn't remorph that much. I mean, he finds that little tiny little piece that's just magical in that moment.
So he's got two prevailing designs that he's working on just for right now.
Right.
One's like a mandala design where he takes composites.
Mandala is our big word of the day.
Yeah, Google it.
Mandala.
So Google what a mandala is. A mandala is a shape. It's a form. It's kind of a pinwheel with lots of different textures inside it and around it.
Oh.
So he will take like different composites from different photos, and where he harvests a lot of his designs, colors, textures, all that sort of thing is from train boxcars that have been tagged in macro photographs. So they're like this big.
Right.
That big. And then he blows it up into these digital high resolution things and finds amazing things like this.
Yeah, the cracks in the paint or the rust or the...
Well, this really translates well in a shirt. And he has some others that translate really well in shirts. So we're launching him as an artist to the world with this as the canvas, basically.
Do you think we could show...
But he's not working on being a shirt company.
Do you think we could put a link to some of his work down at the bottom on the...
When we
does he have anything online that we can
launch?
link?
There's nothing online as of yet.
Okay.
But when we get the pre-launch stuff and the website goes up, we'll add it to the show.
Do we know what the website's going to be called?
No.
Okay, so look for that every week.
We'll bring it up. We'll remind you.
We will, I promise. It is really, really, really extraordinary. In fact, it is really extraordinary. So
I love working with artists. That's like the group of people that I get really fired up about working with and coaching with and helping them develop their business and do launches and stuff like that. So I'm really excited and privileged that I get to be a part of his project.
It really is
bring him to the world, because I think he's going to be big.
I'm saying
it's going to be great. It'll be like, are you wearing a Christopher Marshall? Well, yeah, I was wearing it when it wasn't cool.
Right, exactly. So I'm looking
it's even dated on the show. This is the Bill and Jason Show. I'm Jason Jones. That's Bill Hermann.
Hi, guys. How you doing? So I was looking online the other day, and one of my favorite places is the Daily Mail. This is a UK online publication, the Daily Mail, and I found this article that was very interesting, and I'm going to read it to you, and then I would like to talk a little bit about
We're not supposed to share interesting articles on the show.
So,
isn't that rule number one? No interesting articles.
Well, I'll try to make it boring.
Thank you.
A furious bride told a piper, okay, a piper is somebody who plays the bagpipes.
A Pied Piper?
Okay, he was playing the bagpipes at her wedding.
And all the right mice came in.
That he had made her the day special, okay? But later she refused to pay him and wanted... Well, actually, she paid him, but now she wants a refund, okay? His name is Craig. I'm not going to talk about his last name. That doesn't really matter. Wedding near Glasgow for a couple named Sarah and Marshall. Even though the bride said she was delighted with his playing, she wanted a refund because later in the photographs, she saw a picture of him drinking a pint.
Was this a no-pint wedding?
Well, he was being paid, okay? According to this, let's see if I can find, quote, firstly, in fact, I think there was even there was an exchange here. Hi, Craig. Firstly, thank you for piping at our wedding. Everyone loved it, and it definitely made our day special. Actually, she said Defos. Defos made our day special. Defos. I think that's definitely.
That's like
I'm trying to be cool.
Amazeballs, yeah?
Amazeballs, right. She says, I have one issue, however. In one of the guest photos, you're seen drinking a pint, and I'm not happy with this. I hired you thinking you are a professional and don't want to look through my photos on Facebook to see my piper drinking, as I think this would affect your performance to pipe me and Marshall into dinner. I want my money back because I'm not happy. The photo's being ruined. Please respond.
Now, see, me being part Irish, I thought like drinking was like a cultural thing. You know, that's like expected. You know what I mean? Like you're weird if you don't. Like, well, you're not going to have a pint?
Well, okay, but there's a lot of people in the wedding business that believe that, you know, you're hired at a wedding. There's free beer and there's free liquor. There's free food. We're going to eat. We're going to drink.
Yeah. So what do you think she was upset about? She was upset that he was drinking it all. That he was drinking for free on their tab.
No, she made it. She sees. I think it comes down to I hired you thinking you were a professional, and her definition of professional is you ain't drinking on the job. Mm-hmm. And he was on the job. So he's drinking on the job. He doesn't want to get paid. If you work at my accounting firm and you're doing taxes for a client, but you have a beer next to you while you're doing that on my time, on my paycheck, I probably don't want to pay you either. I'm probably going to fire you, right? Mm-hmm. This is how she thinks.
Sure.
And I'm wondering if that's the way most people who hire wedding professionals think. That as a professional, you would not partake in the party because you're a professional.
Well, I think if we're talking about perception, like consumer perception.
Well, that is what she's saying. I mean, this is her perception.
Sure.
The word professional says you don't come to my party. You weren't invited to my party.
True.
To party. You were paid to work.
Yep. And I in the latter part of my DJ career, I've taken that on to mean the professional. My earlier part
when you brought a ladder. Career, I was earlier. So.
Yeah. I was like, well, sure, I drink, I'll eat, you know what I mean? Like I'll partake with the guests as I'm part of the party. I'm the party guy. I had a lot of kind of like the view about like my role was that I'm the fun guy that they hired to attend the party. Like, we need someone fun to come to the party. Let's pay someone fun to come in and make it fun.
And because he'll be having fun by taking
he'll
advantage.
having fun, enjoying everything that all the guests are having. Right. I've even heard DJs say, well, it's expected that I'm going to drink with everyone to get them drinking.
Right.
Or keep them drinking as a point of view about their role or their
and when I worked at bars a chain in Detroit, that was the boss's. That's what he said was somebody offers to buy you a drink, you say yes, you order the most expensive drink you can, and I don't care if you drink or not, as long as you don't, it doesn't affect your performance, which I thought was very interesting too. But this was back in the 80s. But let me ask you.
So if you have a really high alcohol tolerance, drink all you want. If you get ripped on one, probably should pour it out.
That's pretty much what he was saying.
Yeah.
So that was your, how has that changed since that time for you?
Well, okay.
And if so, why?
Okay,
it's interesting, isn't it?
All right, so that changed when I actually took the time to think about it. You know what I mean? And think about like when I'm coming to provide, I'm being paid to provide a service. So they're paying me to be sharp. They're paying for me to be at the top of my game. They're not paying me for me to go and relax and imbibe. And when you imbibe, you relax.
Right.
You are not. I don't care who you are or what you think about your performance. You do not perform at your best when you're, unless you completely learned how to do what you were doing loaded.
Well, there's not even an unless. There isn't. There's not an unless. That's an argument for an alcoholic, is what it is. Like, oh, come on, man, I drive better when I'm drunk. Right. Drive home. Come on, I'm a horrible drinker. Well, I'm a horrible driver when I'm sober.
I'm sorry.
Put a few drinks into me and I do great.
As an aside, there is a study that says whatever is learned impaired is best. Like if you get impaired while you seriously.
What study is that?
If you're studying for a test and you're impaired while you're studying, you should be impaired when you take the test.
That cannot be true.
Because you will actually perform better and recall better. in the impaired state. Now, that's not a justification for what we're talking about.
That cannot be true.
But that's kind of, you'll Google it. You'll see.
I'm going to find out what
but that
drunk
has nothing to do with
scientist
what
came
we're
up with that
talking
sucker.
Right? As a justification to drink in the lab. This is what he used.
The guy who did my blood test, and he was smashed.
But considering look at the caterers when I go out and do an event. Okay. I don't ever see. I'm frequently invited by clients to sit down and join us and have a meal. I think I even shared the story about like the insistent couple that actually like so insisted that we eat. They had the caterer set up a special table in the middle of the dance floor for us that everyone could see. It was like mortifying.
You and your wife?
Me and my wife, and we had like a special duet table. It was just, and everybody would look over at us and they'd be like smiling and waving like we're their best friends, which is really sweet and really awkward. But anyway, you don't see the servers like holding a chair open at each table so that when they get done serving all the tables, they're going to sit down and eat.
Or walking around with hors d'oeuvres. Would you like one of these?
Yes. Like
they're delicious.
One for you, two for me.
Would you want one?
One for me,
nice.
Two for you. Right. They are
Right.
there to serve everyone and make sure they have what they need.
Right.
You know, you go to a restaurant, the server doesn't sit down and like throw one back with you.
Right.
Kind of thing like that.
But there was a moment when you made this decision. Okay, and I get that. I want to read for you now the Piper's response, and tell me if this is kind of way you would have dealt with it back when you were thinking like that.
To start with, I don't know what you're talking about.
Says, hi, Sarah. First, thank you for hiring me. I'm absolutely shocked. You started by saying how great I was, and then slate me for drinking a pint of blackcurrant and lemonade purchased by your best man. I have one issue, however. You're saying it would cause harm to my performance. You're wrong. This is my job. I take it seriously. Giving your money back is absolutely out of the question. I consider this the end of the matter, period. In other words, what are you, nuts? I can drink at your party if I want, especially when it's bought for me by one of your guests. Mm-hmm. So no, you can't have your money back. So what do you think? Is that how you would have responded back in the day when you drank at weddings or at parties, or and I'm not pointing out to you because I did too years and years ago. So,
well, I mean, what he's bringing up though is that like you were satisfied with the service you received. I gave you, I provided everything that I promised. And then now you're upset because you saw that I was having a pint under the assumption of. So this is like an unmet expectation. Like this wasn't communicated.
Well, it's
like
a very different. It's a different mindset though. If you think about it, I mean, our clients see professional means you don't drink on the job. Mm-hmm. He's saying I'm a professional. You were really happy with my work. Why would it matter if I'm having a pint? So that is the difference that he's an entertainer, mm-hmm. and the entertainer should be allowed as a professional, that part of professional, that he can drink whilst he works or while he is still there as an employee. Mm-hmm. And she says, no. I mean, if you worked in my store and you had a pint next to the cash register, I'd be just as unhappy.
Yeah, and that's all communicated up front with employees. So if there was a communication there,
but when was the last time you got a job other than what we do, and they sat down and, by the way, be sure you know that one of our rules is don't drink while you're being the lifeguard at the pool.
Oh no, that's like that's in the booklet you never read.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying. So why is
there was no booklet in this particular case.
But I mean, why is there a cognitive dissonance with entertainers? That doesn't apply to entertainers, only applies to people working at Home Depot or working as an accountant or a doctor or a plumber. Why is entertainer say, yeah, but everybody else can't drink on the job, but we can? Mm-hmm. I mean, this is not just this guy.
Oh no,
and
right.
It's not just DJs. I see it as entertainers.
Well, yeah, and there will be arguments of, will take sides defending, like, of course I'm going to
Yes.
drink and eat at somebody's event while I'm working.
Right.
And someone's saying, absolutely not. Like, I'm in the absolutely not category. I don't eat, I don't drink. I'm not there to be a guest. I'm there to do a job. I'm there to do work.
Right.
And that sort of thing. When I'm a guest, then I'll partake.
Right.
And that sort of thing. Even though frequently I'm invited, like, what plate would you like? And when would you like to eat? And it's
Every
like,
single time.
literally, there's no time, just logistically, to do what we do. There's no time to sit down and eat.
Right.
And actually enjoy it.
Yeah,
you know?
and for me, sometimes it's like, I'm having an Italian mother saying, yeah, but you got to eat. Yeah, no, really, it's like the lady who made the little table for you. Yeah, but you got to eat.
Right.
So it's like I need to push them down. I got to knock them. No, I'm hosting. I can't have a chicken leg in one hand and a microphone in the other. I'm not Dean Martin who can pretend to drink on stage. There are more people that think like this bride than think like the DJ in the room with the DJ,
right.
or the piper, or the singer, or the band, or whatever that is.
And the thing is, and I don't think that they make the distinction, because there's like like people in bands, they drink on stage and things like that. When there are people coming to see their performance and they're doing what they do, that's a different scenario than,
of course it is.
You're being paid to support and provide entertainment and serve at a private event for someone particularly like a wedding.
Right.
Their guests aren't coming to see you.
Right.
They're coming to see them.
Which is another podcast altogether.
Yeah.
Who are people coming to see at a wedding? Right. And another I think that's another dissidence where we've got people in the DJ business that are struggling with their own perception out there because of just that one all by itself. Mm-hmm. It's like, because there are bands out there. I don't do weddings. I hate weddings. You know why I hate weddings? Because at weddings you have to serve.
Mm-hmm.
Not you're just a band and you're a musician, you're an artist, you want to share what you are and who you are. So DJ's coming to that situation like the band who's like, I'm here to perform, pay attention. It's the dinner is over and the dance has begun. It's become a show about me. Mm-hmm. And if you like me, you'll dance. I get that. I've been there. And bands have that same problem, and comedians and magicians or whatever that is. That's why, weddings, man, I got to listen to that lady tell me how to do my job. So I think that's another podcast that we should really do. Mm-hmm. But this is just really interesting that we as DJs think this is just a DJ thing. I think it's an entertainer thing. The idea that, any other job you can't drink, but as an entertainer, you're almost expected to.
Well, and the other thing too is like the catering is the cater. We were talking about like at Home Depot, you don't, and catering staff don't throw one back, but they're the staff, they're the employees, right? And so in a lot of cases, unless it's in a multi-op situation, if you're a single op, you're showing up, you're like, I got hired. I'm my own guy. I make my own rules. I'm my own boss.
Right.
Sort of thing like that, and have this idea. And then, of course, comes in the idea of like, what is my role in the party, and the rationalization that it's like, well, of course, I should drink to be able to have them drink, as if they won't drink if I'm not drinking.
Right.
No one drinks till the DJ drinks. Right. We've heard that tradition, right? Kind of like the first no one dances till the first couple dances, right?
Right. It is an interesting thing, and like you said, I've heard very vehement discussions for both sides. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to know what you think.
What do you think?
Could put your ideas on comments below. If you can go to our Facebook page and tell us about it. In fact, you haven't liked the Facebook page, do that. If you haven't tweeted us on Twitter, tweet us on Twitter and go and like us or follow us or whatever it is that we're supposed to have you do on Twitter. Plus, if you like this show, we want to continue to do it. The more listeners we have, the more we can continue to fund the show and make sure we continue to do it. Which is funny as well that we actually are funding anything out of anywhere but our own pockets. But we love you, and we want you to continue to tell your friends about it. So until then, thanks for watching the Bill and Jason Show, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, and cheers, Rubber Chicken.
Broadcasting from high atop planet Earth at a rate of 96 kilobytes sampled per second over the interweb in an effort to stop glorifying being busy. This has been an entertainment experience production.